The microchip implants that let you pay with your hand. Patrick Paulman causes a stir whenever he pays for something in a shop or restaurant. This is because the 37-year-old doesn't need to use a bank card or his mobile phone to pay. Instead, he simply places his hand near the contactless card reader and the payment goes through. The reactions I get from cashiers are priceless, says Mr. Paulman, a security guard from the Netherlands. He is able to pay using his hand because back in 2019, he had a contactless payment microchip injected under his skin. The procedure hurts just as much as when someone pinches your skin. Notice this. They put it under his skin, a microchip. The chip under the skin of his left hand is placed there, and it lights up when it comes into close contact with a payment machine. Wow. This is amazing, brothers and sisters. Take a look at this. You know, they talked about this in those old school movies back in the 80s, the Rapture movies and the Mark of the Beast movies, that, you know, there would be something placed underneath the skin. Or actually, at that time, they thought it was just merely a barcode. A little further after that, as time progressed, they talked about a chip. And now we have this technology to where they can be miniaturized to the point where you can't even see them. Now only a light flashes or lights up when you put it near the reader. If this isn't telling you that we're closer to what Revelation 13 describes, the universal global mark chip in the right hand or in the forehead, then I don't know what you're thinking. Take a look at this this heading of this article: banks closing thousands of branches in U.S., UK as customers go digital. Wells Fargo, Citigroup, and J.P. Morgan closed more than 250 branches in the first half of the year, which accounted for 1 to 5% of their networks. More than 4,000 bank branches in the UK have closed in the past 6 years as lenders increase digital service for customers. And this is all going back to what we're looking at. The convenience of just putting all the information underneath the skin is growing, and technology is matching that. They want this type of convenience. And they also say security. It's a safe way to store all your data, all your transactions, your account information, your identity, your information of who you are. You always see these articles, local news. This person went missing. They walked away, and or another person has Alzheimer. They walked away and they can't be found. They're missing. Help find this. This will solve all that. Just having this little type of technology injected underneath their skin. You won't ever lose a lost loved one. You won't never have another lost loved one. Your children won't be hard to be found. It'll decrease kidnappings because they're all able to be identified and tracked, and no one can hide. You have the Whole Foods market. They're boasting about skipping the register, just scan to enter, grab your bags, shopping bags, and fill them up, and you're all set. Get whatever you want, and don't worry about pulling out your credit card or any other form of cash payment. Because cash is very, very dirty, and we can't touch that. Coins and things of that nature, and dollar bills. We don't want to deal with that. So just fill up your cards and go ahead and just walk through the line there, and just wave your hand. Just go ahead and wave your palm right over the little deal there, and you'll be able to pay with your palm. And that's going to be a great benefit to you. You're in a rush, and we'll make it very convenient for you, and just pay with your palm. Notice how it's the hand that's being used for convenience, to pay, to store things, to have your identity, open your car door, start your car, get in, to secured areas, grab lunch during lunchtime at your workplace, and just use the chip inside of you, use your palm, use your right hand. And sooner or later, there's going to be some type of advertisement that's going to talk about using your forehead. We haven't gotten to that point yet. But they have to consider those that do not have hands. I've said this years ago. It's just my theory. But I said, well, listen, there are people that do not have hands. They don't have a right hand. They don't have a left hand. What about them? How are they going to just wave their hand, at the Whole Food store or at one of the Amazon grocery stores? How are they going to? That's discrimination. They shouldn't be discriminated against. The people that, don't have certain limbs. Well, we don't want to discriminate against anyone, so therefore, let's go ahead and use their forehead. They have a forehead. They're living. And this technology is able to go in that area quite effectively. And that's where we're at right now. That's where we're at right now. Just be on the lookout. If you have some information, you can send it to me. But I believe they're going to transition to that forehead sometime in the near future, because that is where the Bible tells us in Revelation is going to be an alternative place to have the mark of the beast, or the number of his name in the forehead. So these are just interesting times, brothers and sisters, that we're living in. And, these Whole Food stores, Amazon stores, just wave your hand over to pay, are just showing us. As Jesus said, he said, you can predict the seasons. You can tell when it's going to rain, when it's going to snow, when it's going to be very hot. But why can you not discern the signs of the times? They're all around you. But you continue on in life like everything's just normal. No preparation. No getting yourself right with your God. No making sure that you don't have any, you're not harboring, these immoral behaviors in your life. You're not really refining yourself. You're not committing yourself to Christ. You're not walking as a Christian, walking in the likeness of Christ. You don't have any sort of understanding of the times that you're in. That's why the Bible talks about 5 wise virgins and 5 unwise virgins. The wise ones had the candle wicks. They trimmed their wicks in their lanterns, and they were ready for that midnight call to meet the bridegroom. And they went on and entered in, and the 5 unwise, the ones that were not prepared, the ones that weren't discerning the seasons, that didn't understand the signs of the times, they were left outside, and it was too late. Let's make sure that we're one of the wise in these end times, and we're taking a look at what's going on all around us, not being paranoid, but just having an eye open to see technology as it advances and how it's being incorporated in our daily lives, and what they're saying it's going to be used for, but understanding there's an ulterior motive behind it, reading between the lines, things of that nature. We have a spiritual magnifying glass in these end times. We're looking at everything more closely than others. And that's how we're going to be prepared for what is to come. Until next time.